Welcome to 3D Learning. This is about the environment. Video 1. Introduction to the whole idea of the flipped learning class. Students will view 10 videos and bring to class their ideas. In the end, they will have a debate. The end goal is to have the debate through systematic, step-by-step putting together of ideas and statements and discussion. The objective is to have students not only increase English usage, but be motivated to be reading more, be critical about what they hear, and to challenge. The basics of this environment is that where resources were easy to dig, there is now limited or none at all. To mine outside of the traditional places of where you would mine this material, at the same time, alternate choices may be easier but destroy other economic opportunities. So you have one opportunity which runs out of resources. Not that they aren't there, they're just harder to get. So they go to the ocean and find easy to mine resources. The problem is, in doing it, when you dig up the sand in the bottom of the ocean, it creates a lot of other environmental issues for the fishery, which is not far away. That's the issue. Download the book, it's on the website, or just read it from the website and have a debate about whose rights should be given priority. That's the debate we want to have at the end of the 10 weeks and a little bit of practice. Disclaimer, all things for the original story go to the original author. He wrote the story, he has the rights. The following is a rewrite of the article. And there is no guarantee that the article is maintained on the URL given. You will have a URL, the book has a URL, and will it change over time? I can't guarantee that. But it's where I got the original story, and it's the rewrite that counts. This section is about discovery. There are 3 Ds: discovery, discussion, and debate. This section discovers what is known and what information needs to be expanded, which is where we start most anything. Sometimes we talk about things before we think, which is true. We want to discuss and discover more ideas as we go. Building a larger umbrella to cover the topic allows the door of critical thinking to open and the size of the umbrella to enlarge. What this is about is you start here. You have an umbrella, you don't always use it. It's not raining, it's very hot and sunny. But as you open this umbrella, you're putting in information which pushes this out, and when you see it all the way open, you can see all the stuff in between that you didn't see before. So we're going to fill this umbrella full of information so it opens up, and then you can see clearly what you're going to argue about. Developing an argument requires a focus of information. So you need a lot of information, and that's what building this, you're going to open this umbrella, there's lots of information, and then you're going to take it and make one statement to argue. It has to be broad enough, yet it has to be in current thought and culture. Sometimes stories, they're kind of old information. And so you want to think about new culture. How is culture changing? That's what you want to know. Discovery phrase, this phase is the first, requires students to present what they know. What do you know? It's where we start. Maybe you know nothing. With a guide, the teacher, or another person, this discovery is expanded to include a broader range of ideas. So you start with nothing, your umbrella's closed, you open your umbrella, and as you open and you add information and you have more discussion, ask more questions, you open it up and you will build blocks for exploration and reference. All that information is lots, but then you want to take these blocks and do some reference. Everybody will have their own statement. Though you present as a team, each person has their own. And if you have 5 people, you have 5 statements. Each one has to be researched, have support. Don't get stressed. We have lots of time. Building blocks come from ideas presented from discovery. So that's how you do it. You discover information and you put them into little blocks of information that are the same, and then the teams will use blocks to tie their defense and their opposition. So everybody's going to have their own argument, but together you're going to find all this information. Students require attentiveness. You have to pay attention and take notes. That's number 1. Take notes at every stage. You want to learn how to take notes from what you hear. Who said it, what they did. You don't have to write everything. You just have to write keywords. Keywords. Okay? Not, 1 or 2. Don't write lots and lots of things. Listen and write keywords because you want those references later when you're developing your idea. You want to say, oh, you said this before, or you said that, especially if it's in the team. Okay? Or you found it. So take notes at every stage. These notes are constantly reviewed, and sometimes your idea will be this today, and tomorrow, after some discussion, maybe you will change. And ask yourself, why did you change? The team consisting of several people, you will build these blocks and you tie it to other information. It's very important to note there is never too much information. Never. The challenge is to keep this large amount of information organized for a quick review. You need to take notes so that you can keep them, and next week and next week and next week you have that information that you can find very quickly. We're going to put them into categories that you make so that you can find and review easy. Reading titles is where we start because the title gives you everything. And it speeds research. It will tell you, is this article important for my argument? If it's not in the title, maybe it's not what you want. So we're going to have keywords and look for keywords in the title. If it's not there, then don't read it. Discovery is where the mass of ideas is flushed out. Flushed out means that it comes out. Flushed out, the opposite is hidden, hiding. That information is hiding in the story somewhere. And we want to go and take it out and discuss it. If you can't see it, you can't discuss it. If you can't see it, it won't support you. Nobody will believe you if they can't see it. So that's what flushed out. And it requires brainstorming, and I know you know how to do brainstorming. It is at this point the foundation is made to support the statement. So that's the process that we want to look at. Not such a big deal. In this book, and you can read it online or you can download it, it will give you the first story and the base point. It's the foundation where you start, because maybe you don't know anything about this story, or you don't know anything about these ideas. This is a story that is maybe unique to this place, but it's not unique globally. The same problem happens everywhere in the world. In other arguments, statements may come first, but we want to start with discussion, questions, opinions, and then we will make our statement as we get ready to do our debate. It takes critical thinking. Read for the argument. Read to find arguments. Don't read for vocabulary. Read to find arguments. And so, as you're reading, underline the arguments as you get it. Don't worry about the vocabulary. Vocabulary will come. Therefore, the story is the whetstone. It's the sharpening tool for development. You have that sharpening tool called the story to develop your argument as the beginning. Skills developed and used in the discovery phase are note-taking, question-asking, critical thinking, reading, and speaking. So, those skills will all not only be in the discovery, but in discussion, and hopefully in the debate. But the debate is preparation. The debate itself is just the result of everything that you're going to do. Well, that's our introduction. Are you interested in going forward? I hope so. If not, you don't like the topic, then there are 9 other topics and the links are on the website under links. Please review them. They all go through the same system, but they're all different stories, and maybe they were more interesting to you and your team.